It's Charlie, and this is the Computer and Networking Security course's Lab 4 tutorial. On this one we do some security scanning with the Nessus scanner. I take you again step by step through the lab's guide, and had a lot of mistakes on this one, so it took me a while to edit, but I hope it's helpful.
Okay, I'm going to start here on the class webpage. Go over to course tools here on the left and down to online labs and click this link, and it will take us to the lab section. So we're going to click Lab 4, which is perform a software vulnerability scan and assessment with Nessus. So let's click this one, and that will take us to the Toolwire Live Labs. We'll go down here to the lab access link, and when we click on this link it will take us to this desktop here. So first thing we need to do is go to the Nessus Server Manager and get that launched. So let's find the icon here. Double click that icon and the manager will come up. The first thing that we need to do is add a user for this lab. So go to Manage Users, this button here. Click this. And down at the bottom left hand corner click the plus sign. And then here under username, we're going to enter administrator. And then here put in the password that's in the guide. Then repeat the password. And then we need to provide administrator privileges, so check this box and click the save button. Now this is done, we can just hit the close button. And now we have that set up. So let's open up Mozilla Firefox so we can access the server. So double click the Firefox icon, and then when that comes up we will go up to the address field here, and we need to change this URL. So let's click here and then change it to https://localhost:8834. Make sure that you have the S on the name here, and then hit enter. And just for the sake of this lab, go ahead and select I understand the risks and add exception. And this window pops up. You want to make sure that this is checked here and then confirm the security exception here. And you should come to the login screen. And here I need to give myself some more space here in the browser for later, you'll see. So go to the toolbars, I'm going to remove some of these. You don't have to do this. This is just because the screen I'm using for these tutorial videos is kind of short, so it gives me some more space down here. So I'm going to enter administrator, the username, and the password will be what we just entered earlier when we created the user. And then click the login button. And then click OK on the splash screen. And now we're at the actual interface. The first thing we want to do is create a policy. So go up to Policies, click this, and then we need to go over and click on Add here to create a policy. Now you'll see down here on the right the Next and Cancel buttons. That's why I had to make the screen bigger. So let's give this a name. Let's call this Lab number 4 Nessus Policy. And we're not going to make any changes here. We're just going to go ahead and click Next, which will take us to the next tab, Credentials. So let's click the Next button. And now we're in the Credentials tab here. And we can view the different things that are available in these credentials, even change the type of credentials. However, we're not going to make any changes here, so we can just click on the Next button, which will take us to the Plugins tab, which is next in the list. You can spend some time perusing these if you like, but we're just going to hit the Next button. And here in Plugins, under Families here, you can select any of the families, for example. We're not going to make any changes, but we can view things. So let's click on one of these plugins, and here you can see information about that particular plugin. But we're not going to make any changes, so we're just going to hit Next. Then here under Preferences, we're not going to make any changes to this either, but there they are, and click Submit. And now we've created our policy. Up here at the top you'll see what was successfully added. And now let's create a scan. So click Scans, and there's no scan, so let's go over to the Add button, like with policies. Let's go ahead and click Add. And let's give this a name. It would be Lab number 4 Nessus Scan. And you can look at the different things here. For example, there's different types. We're not going to change that, but we do need to go here and find the policy that we created. So let's select the policy that we just created. And then under scan targets, we need to enter what we want to scan. And in this case, we're going to enter an IP range that should be in the guide. And once we've entered that, then we can either, some targets can be loaded with a file, but we don't have that. So let's go over to launch scan and launch the scan. I have a typo in the IP address, but it'll continue here. So when this scan actually starts to kick off, you'll see it, there we go. It starts to scan the different IP addresses within the range. And you don't necessarily have to wait around for all of this. You can pause it, stop it, browse if you wish. And since this does take quite a while, I'm going to cut the video because it's about 5 or 6 seconds. So what we're going to do, instead of seeing this go all the way by, I'm just going to shoot by really quick here in a second. Alright, now we're finished with that. So what we want to do is we want to review the reports from that scan. So go up to reports, click here, and now we have, you see this, the scan report, so it's going to double click on this. And now you see all the hosts that it scanned and the different items that it found. So you have host, total, and the different levels, and the ports, number of ports. Then we go over here and let's sort it by high level. So let's get the highest, the number of the highest here. And let's click on the hosts here to double click on that to open it up. And now you'll see that we're actually into that host. If you mouse over here, you'll get a tooltip that pops up with more information about the host. And then the next thing we want to do now is we want to sort this so we can keep drilling into to find the worst offender. So go over here to high and let's sort this. We've got the greatest number here. And then we want to go over to the left here and pick the port. I guess you could click anywhere, but let's go here. And now that we're into that one, we can check the severity here and let's sort that. So we have the highest severity. And we can open this by double clicking on this one, and it will give us more detail about that particular finding. So you can read through this. This gives you great detail, and sometimes it even presents a solution. And once we're done with that, let's click this Nessus scan here. Click this, and that will take us back to the beginning. And what we want to do is we want to download this report in order to turn it into the instructor. So click download report here on the left. Once we click that, it will ask us the format. And the download format we want in this case is HTML. So down here you see the HTML export. So just click that and be selected here. Then just hit submit. And there's your actual report. So what we need to do here is take a screenshot of this, and the screenshot needs to be turned into the instructor. And that completes this lab.
Well, I hope you found that tutorial helpful. If you have any comments, recommendations, or if you would like to see any other tutorial made, please leave a comment down below or send an email to charlie.tutorials@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.